There was a time when taking a photo meant giving money to one company. Every family memory, every wedding picture, every moment frozen in time, all of it belonged to Kodak. Kodak didn't just sell cameras. Kodak controlled photography itself. And yet, this company invented the digital camera before anyone else, and still, they destroyed themselves. This is the story of one decision that destroyed Kodak. To understand how Kodak fell, you must first understand how powerful Kodak once was. At its peak, Kodak controlled over 90% of the photographic film market in the United States. Let that sink in. 9 out of 10 photos were made using Kodak film. The company didn't just dominate the market, it defined it. Kodak film, Kodak cameras, Kodak paper. If you took a photo, Kodak made money. In the 20th century, Kodak was photography. Their slogan said it all. You press the button, we do the rest. And the world believed them. Kodak factories ran day and night. Their profits were massive, their confidence unshakable. Inside Kodak, there was one belief that guided every decision. Film is forever. Kodak's true genius was not the camera. It was the film business. Cameras were cheap, sometimes sold at a loss. But film was where the money lived. Every roll had to be replaced. Every photo meant another purchase. It was the perfect business model. Repeat customers, high margins, total control. Kodak executives didn't see themselves as a technology company. They saw themselves as a chemical company, and chemicals meant film. Everything Kodak did was designed to protect film, which is why the next moment in this story is so important. In 1975, a young Kodak engineer named Steven Sasson built something unusual. It was heavy, ugly, low quality, but it worked. It was the first digital camera. No film, no chemicals, no printing, just light turned into data. Steven Sasson brought the invention to Kodak's executives. They were shocked, not because it was bad, but because it was too good. They asked him one question: how long before this replaces film? His answer? Eventually. That word changed everything. Kodak executives understood the danger immediately. If digital cameras became popular, film would die. And if film died, Kodak died. So they made a decision. They buried the technology. No launch, no marketing, no future. The digital camera was locked away. Kodak told themselves, it's too early. The quality isn't good enough. People love film. But the truth was simpler. They were afraid. Kodak wasn't afraid of competitors. Kodak was afraid of themselves. Inside Kodak, a lie slowly grew stronger. Digital will never replace film. They repeated it in meetings. They repeated it in reports. They repeated it to investors. And for a while, they were right. Film sales stayed strong. Profits stayed high. Kodak felt safe. But outside their walls, the world was changing. Quietly, slowly, and then all at once. Sony saw the future. Canon saw the future. Nikon saw the future. They didn't have film to protect. They didn't fear disruption, so they embraced digital. While Kodak hesitated, others moved. And by the time Kodak finally acted, it was too late. Kodak invented the future and chose to ignore it. But the worst decision was still ahead. Because when digital finally won, Kodak had no place left to run. For years, Kodak lived in denial. Film sales were still strong. Money was still flowing. The world still loved printed photos. But outside Kodak's headquarters, something dangerous was happening. People were no longer asking, how good is the photo? They were asking, how fast can I see it? Digital wasn't about quality anymore. It was about convenience. And convenience always wins. By the late 1990s, digital cameras were everywhere. They were cheaper, smaller, easier. You didn't need film, you didn't need printing, you didn't need Kodak. For the first time in its history, Kodak saw its grip on photography weaken. Executives panicked. Meetings became tense. Reports became urgent. The future suddenly felt unfamiliar. Kodak finally made a move, but it was the wrong move. Kodak rushed into digital. They launched digital cameras. They invested billions. They rebranded themselves as a tech company. On paper, it looked impressive. Kodak actually became one of the largest sellers of digital cameras in the world. But there was a fatal problem. Digital cameras didn't make money the way film did. Margins were thin. Competition was brutal. Innovation moved too fast. Kodak was playing a game they didn't understand. Kodak's old model was simple: sell cheap cameras, make money on film. Digital destroyed that logic. There was no film to replace, no chemicals to sell, no guaranteed repeat purchases. Kodak tried to replace film profits with printing services. People will still want prints, they told themselves. But they were wrong again. The internet changed everything. Photos moved online. Social media exploded. Printing became optional. Kodak was betting on a future that no longer existed. Inside Kodak, confusion turned into conflict. Engineers pushed for innovation. Executives pushed for profit protection. Every new idea faced the same question: will this hurt film? And every time the answer was yes, the idea died. Kodak wasn't failing because of competitors. Kodak was failing because it couldn't let go of the past. In 2007, Apple released the iPhone, and with it, a camera that lived in your pocket. Photography changed forever. You no longer needed a camera company to take photos. Everyone became a photographer. And Kodak? Kodak had no answer. They didn't control smartphones. They didn't control platforms. They didn't control distribution. The world had moved on. Kodak sold patents, closed factories, laid off tens of thousands of employees. Each move bought time, but not a future. By the early 2000s, the truth was unavoidable. Kodak was bleeding cash, and the decision they made decades earlier was now impossible to undo. Kodak had invented the future, then failed to own it, and now the collapse was inevitable. In 2012, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. A company that once defined photography was officially broken. Over 130 years of history ended not with innovation, but with fear. Kodak didn't die suddenly. It faded slowly, one missed decision at a time. People often say, Kodak failed because of digital cameras. That's not true. Kodak failed because they were afraid of destroying their own success. They chose comfort over courage, protection over progress. Kodak didn't lack intelligence. They lacked bravery. Innovation doesn't kill companies. Refusing to innovate does. Every successful business eventually faces the same choice: protect what works today or build what works tomorrow. Kodak chose today and lost tomorrow. Kodak is not alone. Every industry faces disruption. Every creator faces change. Every YouTube channel will eventually face a moment where the old strategy stops working. And when that moment comes, the Kodak decision appears. Do you adapt or do you protect? If you're watching this as a creator, entrepreneur, or builder, this story is about you. Algorithms change, formats change, audiences change. Those who adapt early struggle. Those who adapt late disappear. Kodak waited, and waiting was the mistake. Kodak invented digital photography, but they never believed in it. And belief matters, because the future belongs to those willing to destroy their past. History doesn't remember the companies that played it safe. It remembers the ones that dared to change. Kodak made one decision, and it cost them everything.